But on India First, I'll first get you the inside track of what the Narendra Modi government is thinking on India-Pakistan relations. The government, we are told, wants to give peace with Pakistan another chance. Pakistan sought a ceasefire at the line of control and the international border yesterday. So this India-Pakistan Director Generals of Military Operation level hotline conversation happened around 6 p.m. yesterday, and since then there has been no untoward incident either along the LC or the IB. So if this peace holds on ground, the next step is the National Security Advisors of India and Pakistan. They would meet to discuss the road ahead. They want to discuss bringing lasting peace, not just at the borders, but between the relations between the two countries. So the two NSAs, Ajit Doval, India's National Security Advisor, and Lieutenant General Nasir Khan Janjua, Pakistan's NSA, they're in touch with each other. At the same time, the government has very firmly told the army along the line of control and the border security force along the international border not to lower their guard, because Pakistan is not being taken just at face value. I want to quickly bring in India Today's Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, for more on the story. Also with us shortly will be Manjeet Singh Negi, who scooped out the latest on this story. Joining us on the broadcast will be Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain, former Chinar Corps commander, for more perspective on the story. But Geeta, to you first, what's the thinking in the government?
Well, speaking to a few people in the administration, Gaurav, one only realizes that while there is engagement and India is very clear that there are going to be no talks on any other thing but terror, this is one chance, a sort of a chance that India is giving to Pakistan. But the fact is that one has to read into the layers as to why Pakistan sought the ceasefire. It's summertime, infiltration is going to be at its peak, and any ceasefire violation from either side will look very badly when it comes to the international community. And the infiltration bids happen from only one side and one side alone, Gaurav. So if there are infiltrations that take place, there's only the other side that will be firing the shots. So one can only understand what the real game plan really is of Pakistan when it comes to the season, the timing of the request that has been made, that it is peak summertime and infiltration certainly is going to be at its highest. So who's going to really violate that ceasefire is something that the international community will also be watching.
Okay. Manjeet, you've scooped out the government thinking for us. You've been speaking to your sources in the national security environment. So bring us details, Manjeet. How soon will the NSAs meet, and how confident is the government that Pakistan can be taken on face value?
Yes, Gaurav, top government sources are telling us that NSAs of both countries can meet and talk if things goes well during this time period. However, I must tell you, the government has its plan be ready if any misadventure by Pak army and terrorists. And government also has given a free hand to Indian forces to take any decision in this period. Okay. Talk peace but carry a big stick is an old saying. General Hasnain, does Pakistan actually want peace with India, or will we end up burning our fingers once again? Like many times in the past, Vajpayee went to Lahore, Pakistan did a Kargil, then there was an attack on the temple of Indian democracy, our parliament. Manmohan Singh burnt his fingers with 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. There was an attack on the Indian embassy in Kabul. Prime Minister Narendra Modi landed in Lahore, and there was a Pathankot, and then an attack on Uri. So how many times will we give peace another chance without Pakistan showing any credible evidence that it wants peace with India?
Gaurav, a very good question indeed, and thank you for bringing out the historical aspect of this entire business. And you are absolutely right, there is a huge trust deficit because of the history of mistrust which has carried on all this time. But keeping that aside, we have had 2003, the ceasefire, which lasted for the better part of about 5 years and then started deteriorating. 2013 saw a height, and subsequently after 2016, of course, everything has gone the wrong way. Now today, for giving peace a second chance, there is a mixed reaction within India. But I do believe very strongly that the environment, as far as Pakistan is concerned particularly, the internal situation in Pakistan is very, very precarious financial position at the moment. The fact that it is under the FATF surveillance at the moment and may very well be blacklisted next month, all this puts Pakistan in the dock. They are under pressure. Therefore, it's not a wrong time actually for us to accept initiatives from Pakistan or whoever has taken the initiative and give peace a chance. But having said that, I would be very circumspect about this entire business. And as you very correctly brought out in the report, that the government has told the army very clearly that they need to be careful, they need to keep plan B all the time available, and therefore that's the way to play it. I do not foresee a possibility of political parleys between India and Pakistan in the immediate future, nor would I recommend it. I would very strongly say there is an internal suspension of operations in Jammu and Kashmir. That in conjunction with the ceasefire, together the situation must be looked upon for the next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks, and then the next steps should be taken.
Okay, so you're talking about next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks, or perhaps even longer, because Pakistan now wants to focus internally. One eye firmly on its general elections. In a couple of months from now, Pakistan is seeking the ceasefire at the line of control and the international border, because Pakistan now wants to divert its resources and its forces to ensure election takes place in Pakistan. India, of course, as always, has responded very positively, agreeing to a ceasefire at the DGMO hotline talks. But the question is this just a tactical retreat by Pakistan? Can Pakistan be trusted to keep its ceasefire promise? And will this then pave the way for dialogue between India and Pakistan? And more importantly, is India taking Pakistan's word for it? Or will Pakistan take some visible, credible action against India-centric terror to show it's coming to the dialogue table with clean hands? We will get you much more on the story in just a moment. And that's the question that I want to take to General Atta Hasnain. General Hasnain, can Pakistan be taken at face value? And in case Pakistan genuinely wants peace with India, then why doesn't Pakistan come to the dialogue table with a clean hand? Take action against Hafiz Saeed and then let's talk.
Gaurav, absolutely. But as we discussed in the previous question itself, there is a huge trust deficit, and I don't think we can trust Pakistan to play the full game to its end at the moment. I would very strongly say that Pakistan has been sending out signals to India quietly for the last 3 or 4 months, starting with perhaps the Bajwa doctrine, which you know is it's a game which has been going on for some time. Subsequently, we had the NSA talks, the back channel talks, and those can continue without any political compulsions. I would strongly recommend that this is the time perhaps when the 2 DGMOs of the 2 armies should meet, and should meet properly, not in a flag meeting kind of a format in Amritsar or Wagah, but properly in Islamabad or in Delhi, to actually put some muscle into all these proposals which have been done so far, which cannot be taken at face value. I re-emphasize, it cannot be taken at face value. We need to put in some rules of engagement. The lessons from the 2003 ceasefire are, it would have been far more effective and the longevity probably would have lasted if we had rules of engagement. I would very strongly recommend that the 2 DGMOs meet, and perhaps some hotlines be established at the lower levels to probably bring in a little more confidence and allow the lower commanders to interact with each other anytime they find that there are some misgivings at the line of control or at the international border.
Okay, stay with me, General. The opposition, because the opposition is very clearly hitting out at the Narendra Modi government's Pakistan policy or the lack of it. From inviting Nawaz Sharif to his swearing in, to the sari shawl diplomacy, to dropping in unannounced at Lahore, to the swift punitive strikes after the terror attack in Uri. But with Pakistan having taken no action against India-centric terror post-Pathankot, why is the Modi government giving peace with the state sponsor of terror another chance, only taking Pakistan's word for it, is the question that the opposition and the strategic community are asking.
Is truce the only solution to deal with Pakistan? Can India trust Pakistan to deliver on ceasefire promise? First slam Pak, then why agree to truce? Truce with Pak equal to tough message for terror? As Pakistan continued its border treachery, India continued to lash out. The Home Minister using tough words and promising tough action to wipe out terror, at the same time not ruling out talks with Terroristan. But is truce with Pakistan the promised tough action?
पाकिस्तान को जिस तरीके से रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहिए था उसने नहीं किया कि टेररिज्म को यदि कहीं शेल्टर मिलता है, टेररिज्म को कहीं प्रमोट किया जाता है तो पाकिस्तान में ही किया जाता है.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj though ruled out any talks with Pakistan except on terror.
बहुत सोचकर हमने एनएसए के डायलॉग मैकेनिज्म को कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव बायलैटरल डायलॉग से अलग कर दिया था. क्यों किया था? क्योंकि हम ये कहते हैं टेरर एंड टॉक्स कैन नॉट गो टुगेदर, बट टॉक्स ऑन टेरर शुड बी हेल्ड.
But this isn't the first time the government's policy on terror and talks is under scrutiny. There was a huge political row over the Ramzan truce as the Mehbooba government shot off the proposal to the Modi government.
I would just sum up saying that a terrorist is a terrorist is a terrorist and is to be treated like a terrorist, regardless of whatever be the background and whatever be the affiliation.
BJP leaders and union ministers talked tough against Mehbooba's truce proposal before the government announced the ceasefire for the month of Ramzan. The BJP top leadership and ministers have been talking tough against the Hurriyat.
किसी भी व्यक्ति से चर्चा नहीं होगी जो हमारे संविधान को स्वीकार नहीं करता. ये बात रखते हुए भी हम कश्मीर को भारत के साथ कश्मीर का जो रिश्ता है उसको ज्यादा दृढ़ बनाएंगे.
आतंकवादी उसका समर्थन नहीं करते.
And now the Home Minister himself signalled a willingness to talk to separatists at the Panchayat Raj conclave, inviting sharp criticism from the opposition.
हुर्रियत बात करने को तैयार है तो मैं समझता हूं कि बात करने में कोई हर्ज नहीं. पहले ही हम लोगों ने कहा हर स्टेक होल्डर से बात करेंगे.
अभी तक
जो भी बात करना
ऐसा इंडिकेशन आया,
जो भी बात करना चाहेगा सबसे बात करेंगे. किसी से बात करने से कोई परहेज नहीं.
क्या उन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री जी से इजाजत ली है ये कहने के लिए?
Can terror and talks go hand in hand? More importantly, why the U-turns in our policy against terror? Why not vow to put India first? Bureau Report, India Today.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.